Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Flash Custom Transfers, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create a gang sheet using Canva. We have other videos on the channel about this, but I figured why not make another one. So in today's video, we are going to come into Canva, and you're going to need Canva Pro in order to do this. We are no way affiliated, so unfortunately I don't have any promo codes or anything, but I think it's like 12 bucks a month. It's pretty affordable, and you can come into Canva Pro and create your gang sheet and send it over to us so that you can print your DTF transfers. So if this is your first time checking us out, we are Flash Custom Transfers right here, Flash Custom Transfers, and we make DTF transfers. So check out all of our other videos on the channel. Here's a view of our website. We actually have a really good sale going on, 10% off if you use code WINTER. Expect some delays with shipping. Just wanted to make that clear because not only Christmas, but we've got some pretty big storms that are hitting all parts of the United States, including here in Houston. So we got our $15 pre-made Christmas gang sheets, our $15 pre-made medical gang sheets, and we also have our 22 by 60s. Those are really big, huge gang sheets. And then the traditional 22 by 24 starts at $19.99, 10% off. The middle 22 by 36 starts at $24.99, 10% off. Use code WINTER. And the big sheet 22 by 60, those are $44.99. But if you use code WINTER, you're going to get 10% off. So let's go ahead and let's go into Canva. Let's start your first gang sheet so that you can make your first order. So you're going to come over to Canva, get into your Canva Pro, make sure you're signed into your account. You're going to hit create a design. And once you hit create a design, obviously Canva doesn't have, gang sheet dimensions yet. We're working on it, but they don't have it yet. So what you're going to do, you're going to hit custom size. Once you get custom size, you see I kind of already have it in here, but I'm glad that it's there. We have it as a preset, but you want to make this, you want to make your width say 22. You want to make your height say 24. Now, whenever you first do this, it's probably just going to be on pixels, and we don't want pixels. We want inches. So remember, 22 inches in width, 24 inches in height. And then we're going to hit create new design. Okay, so now that we are in our Canva layout, this is very similar to AI. If you use AI, it kind of looks like this, but if you're not familiar with Canva, this is Canva. This right here, this is our gang sheet that we're going to add our images on. For me, I'm going to do something basketball inspired, so I'm going to work with some unique images that we have. I'm going to hit uploads, and then we're going to upload files. Okay, I'm going to drag a Steph Curry image that I have on my computer, and I'm just going to drag it and drop it. Okay, I think I'm going to grab my second Steph Curry image. Yes, I'm going to grab my second Steph Curry image. Let's get Steph when he was a kid. Let's get young Steph. Okay, we're going to grab another Steph Curry image, and then we're going to grab my last Steph Curry image. I'm gonna work with about 4 images because I want them pretty big. Should be able to fit them on a 22 by 24. I'm not gonna make them the full size of the shirt, which is, I think right now, those are going by like 11 by 16, those images are. But I think I'm gonna, to fit 4 on one gang sheet, I think I'm gonna do them around 10 by 11 maybe. We have the new 22 by 36, so if you can't fit something on the 22 by 24, you can always upgrade to 22 by 36. It's going to give you an extra 12 inches. And with that, you'll be able to fit a little bit bigger image. And maybe you can even fit a fifth, and it's only $5 more. And don't forget, you'll get 10% off. So now that we have all of our images here, we're actually going to zoom in. I like to zoom in my artboard a little bit. And we're going to add this first image. Great. So now we have Steph Curry right here. He's transparent. And the reason why we know he's transparent because of this board right here, and that's what I love about Canva. So if you have a picture that isn't transparent, like this star flash, you know for a fact that this star flash has a white background, or even like this little tag right here, this has a black background. But these images, these are on my hard drive, and these are all transparent background. Now, let me just point out something really quick. You will run into issues with all of these little dots. Actually, if you were to send us this image, or if you were to ask to get this image, we would recommend that either you get rid of all these. You can leave them here on the 30 because they'll actually print. All these little spaces right here, the printer has to compensate for that. And then the printer also has to put adhesive. And those, depending on the size that you get them, if those dots are really small, the adhesive is not going to adhere there. So we would say, hey, can you please go in there and clean it up, or we can go in and for like $5 or $10, we can go in and clean that image up so that it will so that it'll print really precise, because we don't want you to print it and then peel it and then these things come up. So this image right now it's at 12.2 by 17. So that is really a full-size shirt. And we can actually crop it here a little bit, just a little bit, because we want to get the dimensions as close as possible. So I want to crop it right about here. Get as close to his hand as possible. And maybe bring it up a little bit. Great, and then bring down to Steven. So this are our dimensions are as close as possible. And again, these are some of the things that you're going to run into whenever you're using Canva versus AI. Because with AI, you would crop it in Photoshop and it would get extremely precise. This way your dimensions are correct. And also, something that you can't do in Canva is you can't take this image out of proportion, which is great. So if you're a beginner, you're going to be able to keep this image. You're actually forced keeping this image into proportion. So you see, we're at 11 by, if it's trying to get 11 by 16. Now this right here, I'm a big guy, I'm 6'4". This would actually fill up the entire shirt, but I like hoodies. So we're gonna make this hoodie size. This right here is about t-shirt size. So we would only be able to fit about 2 on here and then maybe a hoodie size on the bottom. But because I like wearing hoodies, it's winter time, it's December, it's getting into Christmas, I want the hoodie size. And hoodie size is between 10 and 8 and 10 inches because of the pocket at the bottom of the hoodie. So you really don't have too much room to work with. So I'm gonna shrink this down and we're gonna look at the numbers there. You see we're going to 9. So 9 by 13.6 or 10. 10 makes it 14 inches long, 15 inches long if I make it 10 inches width, and that's too long. I'd hit the pocket at the bottom of my hoodie. So that means we're gonna have to shrink it probably down to, and again, you always wanna measure before you do this. So please measure on the material in which you're gonna put it on. You don't just wanna just go in here and just be like, yeah, I want it on a hoodie, and then you make it really big. So I think, let's see, 8.12.5, 8.2 by 12.4. Perfect size, it'll be really big. Across 8.2, across on my chest, and then only come down 12.4, that's about a foot. So I'll still have a little room at the bottom so I don't run into my hoodie pocket. I think I can go, yeah, 12.6. Yeah, I'll make it that big. So we're at 8.3 by 12.6. So you want to write that down just so you don't lose it. So this way we can make all the other images that same size. Boom. We're gonna do the second one. So this one right here, this one doesn't have too many little frivolous things. Unfortunately, you can't really see them on white. On the Canva white background, you see there's some etching here from the basketball. This image here is meant to look like this, but we would inform you like, hey, you know, I don't know if you want us to clean this up, which we can, but these little things right here, we would definitely clean these up because these wouldn't print correct. And then we're gonna come in here, let's zoom out a little bit more, and we're gonna make this, where were we at, 8.3 or something? 8.4 by 12.6 or something. Oh, see, so this one's length, this one's height is a little different than this one over here. So this one, let's move this one here out of the way. This one, and I'm going really slow because I assume there's a lot of first time viewers here. So we're gonna go down to 8.3 by 12.6. So let's make this 8.3, and then whatever the height is, we'll leave it. 8.3, okay? So it's actually 8.3 by 12.7. See, this one's cropped really well. It's cropped right to the edge. You always, me, I like to leave a little room at the top because the file name is gonna be right here at the top of the page. The file name always prints at the top of the page and at the bottom of the page down here. So now we got 2. Let's go on over here to number 3. Oh, that's really big, but that looks good. That came in really good. These images are really high quality, but as again, you can see the little whiteness. We would go in there and we would recommend that you clean it up. Some people don't care. They don't care if it comes up because it'll still leave some effect. Like there will be some adhesive whenever you go to peel it, but a lot of it will pull up. Just depends on how much pressure you use. But we have to tell you, we have to inform you before we do it. So again, we're gonna go down to 8.3 And this is going to do 8.3 by 11.7. So we should be able to fit him here. And we don't want to go right to the edge. So we're going to go like this. Let's put him over here. And tap him down a bit. Wow, wow. Like that. Boom. Actually move this guy over here a little bit. So that is right there. You will be able to cut that out. And then the last image right here. Oh, I really like this one. This one's really good. 3-point king. Let's go. So we're going to go down to 8.3. You know, I'm going to do 8.2. Just so I know that it fits for a fact. Oh, and see this one right here. So now this is a great time where we run into a little bit of an issue and why certain sheets, if you're going to go with big images, especially like this, you might want to do a 22 by 36 or even a 22 by 60 where you can fit all these huge images. So now we come to the situation of, do we want to make our images smaller or just to fit them all on 122 by 24, or do we want to spend the extra $5 so that we can get our images to the size that we want? Of course, always take the time and try to adjust, because each image is different. That's why whenever somebody asks us, well, can you do it adult size and stuff like that? As you can see, the way that this image is still 8.3 by 12.6, but his foot makes it odd. So actually we might put him down here at the bottom, put this little guy up here at the top. Well, let's move it over off the edge. We don't want to go right to the edge. Kind of put him over here in the corner. Let's see how we can fit him. Yeah, it might fit like that. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, kind of fit him like this. Let's see if we can pull him over here a little bit. And then, yeah. So we'll see, you always want to zoom in and make sure you have room to cut. So we can definitely use our scissors and cut right here. Use our scissors and cut right here. And he's going to print and everything right here. So it's kind of a weird, odd shape, and you do have room in the middle. Me personally, I would look at this sheet. If we were designing this for you, or if you sent this to us, I would say, hey, did you want these, were you forced to make these smaller, or, you know, were you looking to kind of make these a bigger size? Because usually you want to, if you're doing these, like I said, if you're doing these on a t-shirt, you really want to be right around 10 to 12 inches in width, and then whatever the height is. So now that we got that here, let's look at some basketball images. We'll throw some basketballs in here in the space basket. And this is why I love Canva, because they have all these great free images. So we can throw like different elements in here. Let's go to graphics. Let's go to see all graphics. So we got the cross. Oh, I like this. So we'll throw this ball that's on fire. Look at that. That looks really cool. We'll bring him down to probably like left chest. So left chest is like 3. So we'll do left chest 3 by 2.3. We'll throw a couple fire basketballs in there. Duplicate a couple of those. Maybe you put this on like the end of a sleeve or something like that. Let's see what else we got in here. I wish you guys could talk to me and tell me what the crossover, right? You know, I wish, do they got the shooting? They got the dunking, but Steph Curry, he's a shooter and a ball handler. He's a shooter and a ball handler. He's not really a dunker. So yeah, it's just, yeah, all right, bet. Throw that in there. No, I mean, that's definitely Steph. I mean, that's not really Steph's shot. We'll just throw that in there. Make that one black. Oh, I like that fireball too. Oh, this one's kind of cool too. Let's see what other ones we want. Yeah, got the fake Michael Jordan right there. Trying to think of what else we want. Any other basketball ones? I don't know. That's enough for this sheet. So this is the sheet that we're going to go with. Got some fire basketballs. Again, you can fill in all the blanks or anything else that you want. This is just a test. So what we're going to do, we're going to name this. I'm going to name it Curry or Steph. Sheet 1. Steph Curry sheet 1. I'm going to name it the size 22 by 24. Boom. So now that you have your sheet, and we're going to go and pull up AI so it's running in the background, so we can show you how we're going to pull it into our system once we get it. So while AI is about to start, we're going to go over here. We're going to hit share. Now once you hit share, you're going to go down to download, because there's going to be a specific way that you want to download this. Oh, of course, AI is going to open right in front. You're going to hit download. Now, the first thing that you want to do is hit transparent background. You never want to download with any type of background. So even though you can't see it, once you hit transparent background, this image now has a beautiful transparent background. So only thing that's going to print is what you see. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're under PNG, and you want to take the size of the file right now, where it's at 2,100 by 2,300 pixels. You want to raise that all the way to the highest, all the way to the right. And of course, increasing the image size means your design might take longer than unusual to download. That's what we want. We want this design to be as visually pleasing as possible. So we want the biggest file possible. Now we're going to hit download. Right now what it's doing is it's taking all the quality, all the pixels of the image, and it's trying to compensate and make sure that it's going to print at the same high quality that of the image that you brought in from your computer. So we were working with really high quality images, but what happens a lot, if you don't export a really big file, then you're not going to, if you don't export a really big file, then you're not going to get a really high quality PNG at the end. Okay, so AI is open. So once this is done, I'm going to close this out and I'm going to bring it up in AI so that we can look at the resolution. So we're going to open AI. We're going to go to new file. I think it's trying to open. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulties with my camera. I was noticing it was freezing. So I'm going to finish the rest of this video without myself on camera because my computer can't handle it. But anyway, so now we have AI open. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go to our 22 by 24 artboard. Again, if you use AI, we have a few videos on how to create a gang sheet using AI. So we're going to go to our 22 by 24 artboard. We're going to hit create. It's going to open up here, and then we're going to go to file, and we're going to go open up that file that we just downloaded from Canva. So we're going to go over here. It's right here. It's called Steph Curry Sheet. Boom, boom. Open this buddy up. And it's going to open up in a separate document. So this is it right here. Now remember, this is a PNG. So I'm going to also show you guys what happens whenever you download an SVG as well. But this is a PNG. So everything is transparent, but I can't touch any of the individual images. I cannot touch them. But what you're going to do is you're going to send this to us. So this process that I'm showing you right now, this is how we're going to look at it. So if you go and create a gang sheet and it's your first time, we're going to come in here, we're going to zoom into 300 and we're going to make sure everything looks good. And Canva does a really good job. So we're going to go to 300 and we're just going to check out this image. Now we know that these images right here are meant to kind of look a little low and grainy, but it's still going to print really well. See, look how clear that is zoomed in at 300. Of course, the little edges is okay. That's the way that it's kind of supposed to look, but this is zoomed in at 300 and Steph Curry's face is extremely clear. So now we are going to come and look at this because this shading, this kind of like shading right here, this isn't good. It's not really going to want to print it. It'll do the printer will do its best at printing that, but we're not going to recommend it. We're actually going to let you know like, hey, listen, you might want to either have us clean that up, or if you can, go ahead and clean all this little splatter up, kind of, just clean up the image. Now this image right here, this is really clear. This looks like it was vectored. This face right here with his waves, and then Steph right here, this looked like it was vectored, kind of put together from a different few images. See this right here, this is okay. These little, maybe not that one, but this will actually print, just fine. So boom, once we have that, on our end, we will screenshot this and send it back to you and say, yes, everything looks good. And how many do you want? Stuff like that. You let us know how many you want. Okay, so now we are back in Canva. I'm going to show you guys what the image is going to look like when you download it as an SVG. So we're going to come in here. We are going to re-download this. We're going to hit share. We're going to make sure everything is the same. So we want a transparent background. We want to drag this all the way over to the right. And then we want to go down to SVG, transparent background. And we're going to hit download. This is now going to download. So once it kind of pops up here at the bottom right, we're going to pull it into our AI. And you will see the difference between a PNG and an SVG download. So this is going to take a little while. Pull this in. Okay, we have the Steph Curry SVG download. So we're going to come in here, we're going to hit open, and we're going to hit downloads right here. So the Steph Curry Sheet SVG. So SVG is very close to a vector. It's basically a vectored file, and we are able to touch different elements of the image versus a PNG where the whole thing is considered the picture. In SVG, we're able to, so I will be able to move the same way that we're able to move it, the same way we're able to kind of come in here and move these around, we will be able to do the same thing in AI. The reason why I'm showing you this step is because if you send us this file and say we zoom in, say it's your first time doing it, and you see how this black ball is over this basketball, fire basketball, say you're like, yay, I did it in Canva, and then you send us the PNG and we zoom in and we see this. If we're then going to reply to you an email and say, do you happen to have the SVG file so that we can go in and adjust it and move the basketball up and out of the way and then just print. This way you don't have to, because you might be at work, you might be, you know what I mean? You might be doing something, you might be busy, and we have the image, and if you're able to just send us the SVG real quick, we can do that for you versus you having to, get back into Canva and come in here and move it, then re-export it and send it again. So always send your PNG file and your SVG file if you're doing anything in Canva, always send us both. And really, if you're doing anything, always send us your AI file and your SVG file and your PNG file. We prefer those two. We prefer SVG and AI because we can manipulate those if we absolutely have to. So say, for instance, you got your dimensions wrong while we wait for that. Say, for instance, you got your dimensions wrong and you made this artboard 24 by 22 instead of 22 by 24, say you reverse the numbers, we would be able to, with the SVG file, we would be able to realign all of your images in AI. We wouldn't be able to do that with a PNG. So that's just another tip as we wait for this thing, because it's importing all these super high graphics. So it's almost done. Okay, don't worry about any of this. We're just gonna click OK, and here we go. So see, now this is the PNG, right? I can't touch anything. I can't touch anything. With this SVG, I can remove it. I can shrink this, you know what I mean? It's at 18 by 17. I can kind of make it a little, actually what I would do is I would rotate him so he's face up and then kind of adjust him from there if I wanted to, because really face up, it's a pretty big image. So I'd probably come down. This isn't really correct because it also is, it's not cropped. So I'd actually come in here. If I wanted to crop this image, I could do it in here, but if I wanted to keep the proportions, I would come in here like this and do it like that. You know what I mean? Or 22, make them a little bigger. Or I would bring them into Photoshop and crop it. But as you can see, I can do whatever I want. I can now manage each image no different, see, even versus the basketball. Oh, let me undo that. So that's the beauty of sending us and even this, I can make them a different color. His fill is black right now. So I can make them white. I can make them black. Oh, let's undo that. Let's undo the scale. Let's undo that. So we're gonna well, anyway, I could isolate this if I wanted to and change a whole bunch of things with each image. I'm not going to get into that right now, but as you can see, I can separate him from this. This whole image is one. This ball is one. But that's what you're able to do with an SVG, and we could just realign these, or I could adjust them or something like that. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope that it helped. Really hope that you guys were able to see what you can do from Canva. Let's hop back over here to Canva. What you're able to do here in Canva is very similar to what you're able to do in AI in creating your own gang sheet. But remember, if you have any questions, just email us or order now at flashcustomtransfers.com. All right, guys, be basic. Peace.